Video title: The Evolution of Mr. Perfect OS, from Static LLM to Agentic Mastery, created by RAJAB BAIG. Part 1, Before, the engine without wheels, midnight to 1:30. Every great project starts with a spark, but often, that spark is confined. Before I began this journey for the GitHub challenge, my project, codenamed Mr. Perfect, was what I call a server in a box. I was running local LLMs like Gemma 4b using text generation WebWe and Llama.cpp. It was impressive to see a model running on my own hardware. Listening on port 5005, providing an OpenAI-compatible API. But there was a massive limitation: it was passive. I would ask a question, it would give me text. It couldn't see my files, it couldn't fix my code, and it certainly couldn't manage my system. It was an engine without wheels. It had the intelligence, but it lacked the agency to act upon the world. That is where the challenge began, to move from a chatbot to an autonomous operating system. Assistant. Part 2, the architecture: divide, conquer, and decorate, 1:30 to 3:30. To solve this, I applied the classic divide and conquer rule. Instead of building one massive, unmanageable script, I broke Mr. Perfect's capabilities into specialized modules. This is the agentic shift. I moved away from static methods. In my earlier attempts, functions were hard-coded and rigid. Now, I use an instance-based approach. Each toolset is an instance that maintains its own state and context. This allows Mr. Perfect to understand where it is in a task and what happened in the previous step. To manage the massive library of 106 tools I've now registered, I implemented a decorative approach. Using Python decorators, I can tag any function as a tool. This automatically registers it into the agent's registry, handles the argument parsing, and generates the documentation the LLM needs to understand how to use it. This means the system is modular. I can plug in a new toolset like network_tools or wingit_tools instantly without rewriting the core logic. Part 3, the code and file arsenal, 3:30 to 5 o'clock. Let's look at the first pillar of Mr. Perfect, code and file management. With tools like auto_correct_code and check_code_syntax, Mr. Perfect doesn't just write code, it iterates on it. If a script fails, the agent uses extract_imports to see what's missing and generate_requirements_from_code to fix the environment. But it goes deeper. The file_tools module gives the agent hands. It can search_files using patterns, calculate file_hashes for security, and even start a local_HTML_server to preview web projects it just built. By dividing, coding from file manipulation, the agent can conquer complex developer workflows, like refactoring an entire directory of Python scripts while maintaining a unified diff of the changes. Part 4, OS Mastery and the PowerShell Bridge, 5 to 6:30. The true power of Mr. Perfect OS lies in its integration with the host system. I've built a bridge to the Windows backend using PowerShell integration. In the OS_tools registry, we have over 30 specialized commands. Mr. Perfect can monitor get_CPU_info and get_memory_info to decide if it has enough resources to run a heavy task. It can manage processes via kill_process or even prepare a system for a restart_computer command, though I've built in strict security layers requiring user confirmation for any critical action. This isn't just a script, it's a system administrator. It can read Windows event logs, check firewall rules, and even manage environment variables. By using Instances rather than static calls, the agent tracks the output of these commands to troubleshoot system-level issues autonomously. Part 5, Network and Web Intelligence, 6:30 to 7:30. An agent is only as good as its information. Through network_tools and web_tools, Mr. Perfect is no longer limited to its training data. Using the browser_browse tool powered by Playwright, the agent can actually navigate websites, read content, and summarize it. It can perform DNS_lookups. Check if ports are open, and even get your public IP info. If you ask Mr. Perfect to fix my internet connection, it uses a divide and conquer strategy. First checking the local adapter, then pinging the host, and finally searching the web for solutions, all without a single manual click from the user. Part 6, the Wingit Integration, Software Management, 7:30 to 8:30. Perhaps the most unique feature I've added is the Wingit integration. Mr. Perfect is now a package manager. Using Wingit_install and Wingit_upgrade, the agent can maintain the software on your machine. It can check if a program is removable and validate the safety of a download URL before executing an install. This turns a local LLM into a full-scale deployment tool. If I need a new development environment, I simply tell Mr. Perfect, and it handles the installations, verifies the paths, and sets up the project files. Part 7, Conclusion, the Perfect Standard, 8:30 to 9 o'clock. What started as a model loading in a terminal has evolved into Mr. Perfect OS, a 106-tool powerhouse. By moving to a decorative, instance-based architecture and applying the divide and conquer rule to system management, I've built more than just an AI. I've built a private, local, and incredibly capable digital partner. This project proves that with the right structure, a local LLM doesn't just have to talk, it can act. It can code, it can manage, and it can solve. This is Mr. Perfect. And I am just getting started. Thank you for joining me on this journey for the GitHub challenge.